Please wait a minute. I hope you are all able to see my screen. Okay. So again, once again, I welcome you all to the demo session of data analysis. So myself, Harish, okay, the trainer name who is taking the session today. My name is Harish, and I would be going to take this demo session of data analysis, or you can consider this as an introduction to data analysis for the next 1 hour of time. In this, I would be going to give you the idea regarding what is this data analysis, why we are using it, why do we need to learn, or what are the kind of places we are going to use it, what are the kind of steps that I'm going to perform, what are the skills do I need to learn, how is the future of it, what are the career opportunities. Like these complete details, you people are going to get in this today's session. For that, I would be going to spend this 1 hour of time. So as I mentioned, let me introduce about myself and then we will go ahead with the session. So myself, Harish, and I have 9+ years of teaching experience and even working as a data analyst. Currently, I am working as a lead data analyst and having experience working on the skills of Databricks, PySpark, Python, SQL, Tableau, as well as Power BI. And I have a wide range of experience working on the projects from the domains of banking sector, financial sector, healthcare, and also in the telecommunication domain. And over the past 9+ years, I've been into this teaching domain, teaching the students from different types of backgrounds in this data analysis, that too a job oriented data analyst course. Why I'm using job oriented means the course should help the students in getting the job by the end of this course. For that, what are the contents that I need to cover? Everything I am going to teach you people from basics to advanced in every subject. In this data analysis, we are going to learn different types of skills. All the skills here, I would be going to start teaching you people from the basics onwards. The reason is there are mostly 3 different types of students joins in our session. So you also might be coming from one of these background. You might be a fresher, or you might be having some career gap, or you might be already working in some other industries, either in the IT sector or non-IT. Either in the IT sector or non-IT sector, you might be working as a any person. Okay, so students usually coming from these 3 backgrounds, some of them will have technical knowledge, some of them will not have any technical knowledge. Keeping that in mind, I am going to start every skill from the basics onwards so that every student can learn the things very much easily. Even though prior to joining in this data analysis course, if you don't have any knowledge about any of the skills, there is no problem. I would be going to cover that for you from the basics onwards. So it would be easy for you to understand the skill set. And there will be also one of a doubt in your mind would be going to have regarding the eligibility criteria. General question you would be able to ask yourself like, am I eligible to learn data analysis? Can I able to sustain in this domain? Generally, students would be having this general doubt in your mind. So let me clear that for you people. If you are a fresher who have completed your graduation in 2025 or 2024 or 2023, no problem. Even if you are having some career gap, maybe you have completed your graduation some 4 years back or 5 years back, and you wanted to start looking for a job now. And you might be working in some other domains, but you wanted to shift to the data analysis side, still that is fine. Each and every one of you are eligible to learn this data analysis. The opportunities are very much high for a data analyst in the job market when you compare with any other domains. That is the reason why so many students are also interested to learn the data analysis. Okay, so this complete session will give you that idea regarding in understanding about this course. Okay, so let us see now. I would like to start the session with respect to explaining 3 W's. What are these 3 W's means? I can say what is data analysis, why we are using it, and where we are using it. Okay. So with respect to that, let me define what is data analysis. The definition of data analysis. If you look at this term, data analysis, it is a combination of 2 different words. Am I right? One is data and other one is analysis. Am I right? What is meant by data? Simple. Data means information. Data means what? Information. Anything. Any kind of information. And what about analysis? If you refer to any place, it will just simply say analysis means it will say examining or else observing the things deeply. Okay. Analysis means what? Examining or observing the things deeply. So if you combine both the data and analysis, I am saying here information, which is data. That is the data I'm going to examine it or observe it deeply, and I will find out what is present in the data, or what is the information it is trying to tell us. I'm going to identify that. So that is the reason why I am saying a proper definition for this data analysis can be, it is the process. It is the process of analyzing the data to find the insights. To find what? Insights. Here the new words I can say is, first of all, process. Process can be something where different types of steps would be applied. So multiple steps I'm going to apply, that combinedly considered as process. And the next word can be insights. Insights is something which is output of data analysis, or else I can consider inputs in this sense of insights. I can say like hidden patterns, or else I can say unseen trends. Okay, unseen trends. Let me write it. Otherwise, we call it as what? Unseen trends, or else I can also call it as findings from your analysis. So this is simply considered as a proper definition for data analysis. You're going to do different types of steps there. I will say some 5-step process in analyzing this data. For what I'm analyzing? To find out the insights from that data. That is simple definition of data analysis. Okay, that is a simple definition of data analysis. So why we are going to use it? Why data analysis? Why data analysis is used? Here DA stands for data analysis, guys. Okay, DA stands for what? Data analysis. So why data analysis is used? This is most important question, because when you are trying to learn some new skill, it can be data analysis or it can be anything, you should know, why do I need to learn that skill? I will provide you that answer here. Carefully understand. Let's say there is a big sized company. You take Zomato. Everybody know about Zomato, right? It is used to deliver the food items from the restaurant. It will deliver it to you. So it is like a medium between that restaurant and you, right? So whenever a order is placed in a Zomato, they would be going to store the data related to that order in their systems. For example, for every order, some order ID would be there. Okay, and who is the customer placing that order, from which restaurant, which food item, and what is the distance between the delivery address and the restaurant, what is the delivery time taken to deliver that food item to you, how is the payment method you paid. Related to these, a lot of details regarding your order will be stored in the system. Why they wanted to store? Simple, the reason is they wanted to know how their business is performing. So if you are running a small business in your home, okay, and you just wanted to see how much is the sales you got in the end of the day, you might have made some 5,000 or 6,000 rupees of sales by the end of the day. It is easy for you to just count it, how many orders I have received, how much the sales happened. It's very much easy for you. But how about a big sized company like Zomato? Are they wanted to, for suppose, find out how much is the total sales I got in the last month? How can they know about it? Simple, they are going to use the data for that. The data, which is about the orders they have been going to get in that Zomato, that related data they will store, that data they will analyze, and they will find out how their business is performing. Based on that performance of business, they will make some decision. Suppose if some places the orders are not coming high, then they will focus on that area and they will see why the orders are decreased. Or in some places, more profits are not coming. Why profits are decreased? Because of which restaurant, or which restaurant is giving more of the percentage to the Zomato. They will try to increase it by talking to that particular restaurant. Like whatever the action they wanted to take, it can be increasing or it can be overall growth. They need to understand what is happening in their company. So to understand what is happening in their company, the data analysis will help you. Why I need to use to understand means simple. Always the data is very big in size, comes to that kind of a Zomato company, or you take a Microsoft type of a company, or you take some Rapido. Okay, thousands or lakhs of orders they Zomato will get in one day in India. Okay, in India, Zomato will get easily 8 to 10 lakhs of orders per day. That much of big amount of data, I can't able to write it on a piece of paper and I can't able to analyze it, right? I need some kind of technologies to do that. That is why data analysis has been there. Data analysis is simply helping out the businesses. I would say the businesses. I generalizedly I have been using businesses are using the insights, data analysis insights to make better decisions. To make what? Better decisions, which will help the company, which will help the business or company to grow. Business or company to grow. So when you want to take some decision, you should know what is happening in that particular company. So to understand what is happening in that company, I am using this data analysis. So why I am using data analysis? To use that to make some decisions. Those decisions are going to help that company in getting the growth. Simple, that is how data analysis is going to be useful for us. Okay, simply that is how data analysis is useful for us. So I mentioned about the importance of data analysis, why we are using it and all. Let me also explain where we are going to use. Okay, you have done a lot of hard work and you have learned so many things regarding data analysis, but at the end of the day, we are all doing that learning for what? Getting a job, right? For getting a job. So for which types of companies I can get a job as a data analyst, or if I can learn data analysis, where I can use that particular skills that you have been learned. So let me cover you some of the examples here where data analysis is used. Where data analysis is used. Simple. See guys, now I would cover some of the examples from e-commerce industries. You know about e-commerce industries, right? We have Amazon, we have some Flipkart, right? You have some Walmart kind of company, and some big commerce companies like Zepto, Blinkit, and we have some online ride booking apps like Uber, Rapido, and we have some online shopping platforms like Mintra, Azio, Meesho, or we also have some online food delivery apps like Zomato, Swiggy. These types of lot of companies are using the data analysis. Okay, and also apart from that, we have it in the banking domain. Banking domain, it can be SBI Bank or HDFC Bank, or it can be any other international banks you take. The data analysis is used. Not only just in the banking, guys, we have non-banking financial institutions, like not a bank, but they will also work like a bank. And also some insurance companies, LIC, okay, best insurance companies can be LIC or any other Star Health, like this. Okay, so these types of insurance companies also uses the data analysis. And also you consider, guys, we have the industries related to healthcare. You know about healthcare, right? Healthcare, in the sense, it can be hospitals. You might get a doubt, how data analysis is used in the hospitals. We are not going to provide a treatment there, but we are going to help the doctors in understanding related to the patient queries. Okay, also we are going to analyze in the hospital how the billing cycle is there, how the patients are coming and how the incoming and outgoing patients are there, how the payments are being made, how the different types of diseases the patients are looking for. So this type of analysis we can perform even in the hospitals and even pharmaceutical companies in the manufacturing of the drugs, in the medicines and all. So there also data analysis is used. That is the reason why I have generalized written healthcare. When I written healthcare, it is meaning that hospitals uses the data analysis, and even in the pharmaceutical companies also uses the data analysis. Okay, so we have also using it in the education sector. We can take our institute as best example of analytics benchmark, which uses the data analysis to gather the student leads and all. Okay, so education department. And we can say in the sports and games, you can take cricket, football, hockey, badminton, wrestling, whichever the sports and games you take, the data analysis is used in that to help the players in improving their performance. Suppose, let's say, a player is there, it can be any sport, but that particular player is not performing well from past few games. So we are going to analyze that player performance and we are going to help that player. Okay, this is the place you are making some mistake, so because of that reason you are not performing well. So player will understand where the mistake is committing, so that it is easy for them to overcome that. If they don't know where they're committing mistake, it might not be possible to overcome their mistakes what they're committing. So any player, it can be in any sport, you are going to analyze that particular player performance and helping them in improving their overall gameplay. Okay, so for that also we need this data analysis. Okay, and let me also cover the industries of the movies or other entertainment platforms like Netflix or Prime Video, like that. Suppose, let's say, you're watching some web series or a movie in a Netflix. After watching it, it will ask you whether you have liked that content or not. If you have liked it, then a similar content is going to be shown in the homepage for your Netflix account. It's just like in the social media also. When you are liking some content in the Instagram, a similar content, it would be going to follow in your Instagram feed. That is all because of the data analysis. It is all happening in our day-to-day life itself, right? I'm not saying something which is not happening, which is daily happening in our day-to-day life only. I am using to show you and making you understand the importance of data analysis. Okay, so apart from these, guys, we can use it in the stock markets. Okay, we have it in the manufacturing industry, real estate market, agriculture, like whichever the domain you touch, data analysis is having its impact over there. That much of importance and the impact the data analysis is creating on our day-to-day life. Just once blindly you can remember one thing. If any skill, not only data analysis, generally I'm saying, if any skill is having a lot of opportunities in the market, if most of the companies are using it, then what is the reason? It is definitely going to give you more job opportunities. If some skills will be there in the software industry also, where at very less amount of places only it will be useful. If you learn those kind of skills, you won't find many job opportunities. If nobody are using, who will give you the job? Very less opportunities would be there. You need to compete in, you need to wait for a lot of years to get a job in that particular domain. But data analysis is not like that. You have a lot of opportunities in the market. You're going to competition would be very much less for data analysis because more opportunities are there. Remaining courses are not like that. If there are suppose some 100 job opportunities, some 10,000 members will be there in the line for competition. But data analysis is not like that. If you have some 100, you can say 1,000, competition would be there. Very much less competition, so you will be going to get job easily. This is one thing blindly you can remember. When a skill that you are learning is having a lot of demand in the market, more opportunities will come for that. Getting a job is much easy for that. That is the reason why most of the students nowadays are opting for learning this data analysis, keeping in the mind data analysis will give us the job easily. And not only just one of the reason, there is another reason that learning skills is much easy to become a data analyst. If you go to any other domains, a lot of programming skills will be there in the software industry like that. But data analysis is going to involve very less amount of programming, making having a very easy way to learn. Of course, Python will be there in data analysis. I'm not saying it won't be there, but it would be very much less. You won't find anywhere less programming skills in the software other than data analysis. That too having a very, very better opportunities in the market to get a job. Some of the skills will be there which are non-coding, but you won't have much demand for that. Even though you learn, you will not get jobs so easily. But this is a mixture of coding and non-coding thing, which is having a lot of opportunities in the market. Learning is easy, getting a job is simple. That is the simple thing regarding data analysis overall. Okay, so from the past 20 minutes, I am only focused on explaining you the 3Ws, not anything apart from that, right? I haven't yet completely entered into the technical side of the demo. I have only explaining you people what is the impact and importance of data analysis on our day-to-day life. There is a reason for that. Why I have spent this much of time means no, it's not a waste of time. The time I have spent here is to show you the power of data analysis. Your skill that you're learning, you should know that power. You should know the strength. Then only you can enjoy when you are learning it. If you don't have a meaning why you are learning means, why you are learning any skill means there is no meaningful. You should know the meaning first of all. Why I'm learning data analysis means this is the reason why. It is used in most of the places. It is having a lot of potential in the market. It have a lot of job opportunities. That is why I need to learn data analysis. So that is the goal now for us. Let us enter into the technical side where I'm going to explain you what are the steps involved in the data analysis. Okay, what are the steps involved in the data analysis? So this is a technical thing. So try to carefully understand now. Okay, steps involved in the data analysis project, or even though when you get a job as a data analyst in the companies, these are the only steps you are going to perform. So because in the definition I clearly mentioned it's a process. What is meant by process? I told process is nothing but collection of different steps. 5-step process I told. What are those 5 steps I will be going to discuss? First step is very simple. Not at all technical thing. It's very simple. Understanding the business requirements. What is it? You should know the requirements of the business. Understanding what? Business requirements. Suppose you are entered into any new project. You should know what is this project, who is the client, what is the business that does, what type of analysis the client is expecting from you to perform. Those basic details you should have first. That is what is understanding the business requirements. You should know the basic business requirements. Based on this, the next step will become easy for us. Okay, so once you have that business requirements understandable, next thing is going to be getting the data, which is called as data collection, or else called as data gathering. This is a step to bring the data. Why this step is important means, if you want to perform some analysis, you need some data, right? In the beginning I told you Zomato will store the orders related information. Whatever the order you place related to that, some order data would be stored. Simple assume Zomato is not storing any data regarding your order. and the company is asking you to perform analysis. Upon what are you going to perform analysis? If you don't have a data, how can you perform analysis? Data is required. So that is the reason you need to first of all bring the data if you want to perform some analysis. That is the second step, data collection or data gathering. You're going to bring the data. You're going to bring the data from where clients will provide you the data. Whoever is the client of that project, they will tell you this is the place where our data is placed, and please use this data for our analysis. But the problem here is when you go for that, there is a lot of data already present. We call it as business data, guys. Okay, what is other term I'm using is business data. Business data means the data that is gathered by each of the company according to the work they do. Suppose you take a bank, for example, any bank you take, what type of work they do or what type of business they do, related to that some data will be generated. Suppose if you take a bank will have their customers related information. If you take SBI bank, in the SBI bank, whoever is having an account, related to that account related information, who is having that account, the customer name, the customer ID, the customer PAN card number, the customer Aadhaar card number, related to these details you'll be going to have. And also I can say the transactions they perform. Suppose you went to some shop and you paid some 10 rupees. So that 10 rupees transaction, when you have paid, to whom you have paid, what is the transaction ID, okay, the time of that transaction, and what is the which app you have used to pay that particular transaction. This related information will be there in the bank. And also I can say if you have a credit card or a debit cards for that account, related to that, what are the savings related information, if you have any loans taken from that bank, related to loans related information, like this. See, whatever the data I'm talking, this is all the business the bank will perform. So the data according to the business the company will perform, okay, we call it as what, business data, simple. Okay, and suppose if you take Amazon type of a company, if you take Amazon type of a company, Amazon also will have customers, right? Suppose if you open Amazon app, and if you're a new customer, you will provide the mobile number, you will give some email ID, and you will enter some of the details, and you will sign up, right? So which means you are creating an account, that is means you are also a customer of Amazon. Okay, and what are the orders you place related to that? Who is the person selling that? Suppose when you see, when you're placing an order, there will be who is the person, who is or which company is selling that product to you. That sellers related information also Amazon will maintain. And also you can see any returns that you are going to place, related to that returns also the Amazon will be going to store the data. See, always every company, based on the business they do, some data is going to be generated. So as I mentioned, this is a lot of data in every company. Same way you take any Zepto also will be going to have any education related information or any movies related information. Similarly, it will be going to store. For example, here the step I am telling is data collection or gathering, right? You assume that you are working in a banking domain project, and the client is expected you to analyze the loans related data. Client is told you what? Please analyze the loans related data for us. So when you went to the data set, there are so much of data present, but what is the data you wanted is what? Only loans related information. So you are going to select this loans related information from the entire information that you're having there. That is what we call data collection or data gathering. Another way I will explain, see, if you don't want to understand about business data and all, simply say, consider that there are some 100 tables present with the client. The client is having how many? 100 tables information, and you only need some 20 tables for performing the analysis as per the requirement. So you're going to select those 20 tables, right? I mentioned 20. So selecting those 20 tables from the entire available tables or entire available data. What is the data you need is 20. You're selecting this 20 from where? From the entire available information of that client. That is what we can also consider as data collection or data gathering. Okay, so once that data collection or gathering has been done, the next step will be for doing the data cleaning. Why is this step required here? Data cleaning, or else I can consider this as data transformation. This is a very, very important step. Try to carefully understand. This is a very, very important step in this data analysis, cleaning or transformations. Why it is required? First of all, the cleaning or transformations of data is required because the data which you have collected in the second step, you have collected some data, right? That data would be having some misinformation. It can be considering like some missing values will be there, some wrong kind of information would be there, and also sometimes it would be going to have related to the duplicate values will be there, and some outliers will be there. Some data would be disturbed data, or I can also consider this as an unstructured data. what it is? Unstructured data. So you need to clean that data before you perform analysis. Why do you need to clean? If you don't clean it and if you directly perform analysis upon that unstructured data, the results you are going to get in the end, I told you about insights, right? Insights means output of data analysis. I mentioned those insights will come as a wrong. If it is expected to show that 1 lakh rupees of sales happen, because of uncleaned data, it might only show you 8,000 rupees of, sorry, 80,000 rupees of sales, or 90,000 rupees of sales, or 1,50,000 rupees of sales, but correct value it won't show because of the unstructured data. So you need to clean that data always clean the data. Then only insights would come in a perfect manner. So the aim of the data cleaning or transformations step is to clean the data and make it ready for what? Analysis. Make it ready for analysis. So I will do some example in front of you now. Okay, so what I wanted to do is I have some data here. You everybody please consider this is the data related to some of a sales company. You consider it's an Amazon company something, and you have some of the data here. Okay, you have some of the data here. So carefully observe, there is a missing value in this place. There is no value in this place, am I right? There is no value in this place. So this is called as a missing value, or I will call it as a null value. What I will call null value. You are having order ID, product name, sales and profit. So for this particular order from the client, when I got a data, I don't have the product name, so it's a null value. And if you observe one thing, the laptop here, this product name is laptop. I know that it's a laptop only, but you can see the spelling is different. The spelling is different, right? Because of the different spelling, this one product is different and this fourth product is different, but actually both of them are same, but because of the spellings different, you will consider both of them as different products. And also you consider the spelling of this mobile and the spelling of this mobile, these are also different again. So different products it will treat, that is also a problem. And another important thing, if you observe guys, carefully observe this second ID product, 25,000 rupees of sales and 1,000 rupees of profit for the mobile, the same kind of thing has been repeated in the two places, am I right? Same order ID, 2 mobile, 2 25,000 25,000 1,000 1,000. So these records are considered as what? Duplicates. This is considered as what? Duplicate. So if you have duplicate records, there is a problem. If I wanted to find out how much is the sales happened for mobile, means you'll add both of this and you'll say 2,000, but it's a wrong result, right? You only made 1,000 rupees of sales. How you are saying 2,000 rupees? It's a wrong result. So these types of problems will arise if you don't clean the data. Okay, so how to perform the data cleaning is simple. I will remove that duplicate value, and also I will try to, okay, I'll try to correct that spellings and all. Here very small amount of data I can do manually in this way, but when you have a large amounts of data, obviously it is not possible to do in this manually. I need to use some skill set, right? So we'll see that skill set. So the third product, I don't know this product name, right? So I went back to the client and I have asked them what is the name of this product. By looking in their system again, they have been told me that it's a television. It's what? Television. Okay, it's what? Television. And also you have corrected the spelling here. So what is the spelling of this one? Is laptop. So spelling is laptop, and this one is also mobile, spelling is mistake. So I have been corrected that mobile spelling. So now you can see this last record is what? Duplicate. So I'll simply delete it. I don't want it. Only one record is correct, other record is duplicate. That duplicates I should not keep it, I should remove them. So this is what I have been done. So the operations that I have been done is I have corrected the spellings, replaced the missing values, and also removed the duplicates. These are some of the operations of data cleaning. Okay, now once I perform this, what is advantage of it? This is the first data, right? You consider this data, whatever you're having, this is the first data and this is the second data. From the same first data I have created this, right? So this is the data, I'm calling it as what? Unstructured data. Unstructured data, and this can be considered as what? Structured data. Okay, structured data. If I ask you what is the data set are you going to use, or which is the data better, is it unstructured data or structured data, or is it first table or is it second table? Okay, if I ask you among first table and second table, which one is better